Number 199 in the Imprint range is Something to Live For from 1952. This movie has Joan Fontaine as Jenny and we have Ray Milland as Alan, and it's a film all about addiction and it's wonderfully done. At the start of this one we have a sort of a person in a hotel who calls Alan and says, look, we need you, there is someone that is in a sort of alcoholic binge at the moment, you need to come and help them out. Alan is a reformed alcoholic, and this is what he does, helps out other people that were in situations that he was in.
Are you Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
She's pretty bad. I couldn't think of anything else to do, so I called you.
Alan gets a call to go and help this person at a hotel. When he turns up, he discovers it's a woman. They shouldn't really be helping her, but he decides it's a last gasp attempt, so he goes to help Jenny, and it's a wonderful sequence where he kind of gets to know her and starts to con and manipulate her into sobering up. It's a wonderful sequence where we see her like getting taken out of the hotel, walking, getting some air, getting her to eat and drink some coffee and sober up. It's a terrific sequence, and it really shows wonderful performances from both Milland and Fontaine here, as you can see the kind of rapport starting to build up.
I'm not an actress. I don't have to preserve my looks or go on the stage and make a jackass out of myself. You can eat it or leave it alone for all I care.
All right. Just for that, I'll eat it.
As you talk about the addiction and how it's affecting their lives, over the course of this night he kind of sobers her up and tries to put her back on the straight and narrow. Of course, things aren't going to be as simple as that, as Alan starts to feel the draw of alcohol again, the need to drink. Although he resists most of the time, it's always there, and there are some close calls. But they keep bumping into each other because Jenny, an aspiring actress who's about to hit the big time, is struggling with the impending stress of this position. And she is on a roll. She's continually hitting the bottle, and Alan is constantly having to come and help her.
For my own natural charm.
Natural is right. She's turned down 3 cocktails already, and yet she's been even brighter than I am.
And this is taking an effect on his family life. You see it, he's got the perfect existence. His wife, his 2 kids. There is some frank conversations where the wife is like, you know, she's constantly waiting on him coming in drunk. She's just afraid constantly of what he's doing because he's always interacting with these people that were once like him. And it puts that kind of stress on the marriage, although you can feel the loving family unit that's there to support him and his struggles.
When you tripped over that cord last night, my heart stopped.
I know what you've been through, darling, and you're not going to go through it again.
But that is also a little bit of a cross to bear because he starts to have feelings for Jenny as much as she has feelings for him. And this becomes a different kind of addiction for the characters here, as they are drawn to one another and they know it's wrong. They can't resist it. Much like the alcohol is just another addiction that's replaced that. And what's wonderful about this movie, personally for me, is watching these characters resist those urges, to stick true to who they are and not succumb to the feelings that are drawing them to each other. That compulsion to want, to see them kind of fit for something else. I mean, the movie's called Something to Live For, not someone. It's putting something that's higher preference in their life above another person. Something that's going to keep them on the straight and narrow and focusing them. For Jenny, it could be her career. For Alan, it could be his family life. You know, they need something that's going to drive them and keep them from self-destruction. But there's always that feeling between these 2 characters, that electric moment whenever they're together, the true understanding of what each other has gone through, and that brings them very close.
I knew you were married, but it makes me feel a little ashamed of myself.
I'm sorry it happened. No reason to feel ashamed.
Great performances, really well shot. I love a lot of the sequences, particularly one where our 2 characters end up at a dinner party and alcohol is flowing and constantly being pushed on them, and the ways that they have to try and avoid it is terrific. I love the home life for Alan, that way his wife was always trying to deal with the situations and trying to hope that her husband wasn't going to fall back into the pit that he was once in, and it's really well done the way they get around a lot of that. And Jenny herself, Joan Fontaine is excellent as an actress who is just worried about the future. And the way the movie finishes was almost perfect. It's one of those easygoing, enjoyable films where all the characters end up in great places at the end. You know, particularly after watching Carrie, which I had watched before this, and going into this one, I was really happy to have something that wasn't more depressing. And a film about alcoholism actually turns out to be really enjoyable with the main performances as well. Terrific film. So here we are in the disc for Something to Live For. I'm going to special features. We have an audio commentary by film historians Daniel Kremer and David Del Val, and we have Neil Sinyard on Something to Live For, which is 19 minutes and 3 seconds long, talking about the casting, the impact, how it fits into George Stevens' filmography, and some other great stories as well. Have you seen Something to Live For? Are you interested in checking it out? I would love to know your opinion if you've seen it, or whether you're going to, in the comment box below. While you're down there, hit this video with a like, because it really helps the channel. There is more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff, and in the description box below are links to the Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.